The future is looking bleak. I'm your host Yusuf, and these are 10 Dark Futurama theories that will shock you. Make sure you subscribe and ring that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Anyways, let's blast off. Number 10, the worms are still with Fry. There's an early episode where Fry eats a bad sandwich and gets worms as a result, but the worms don't make him sick. They merely make him amazing at everything. Leela falls in love with this new version of him, but she quickly loses interest when he eventually gets rid of the worms and goes back to normal. According to one fan hypothesis, this was a turning moment for Fry. He advances in many areas of his life after it and matures significantly. The worms' ability to reveal to him his full potential led to his overall progress from that point on. Number 9, Futurama and Disenchantment are in the same universe. Creator of the series Matt Groening put out Disenchantment on Netflix not too long after Futurama ended. Both series have a similar tone and style, yet they are set in different eras. Lucy turns back time in Disenchantment Season 1 finale with a crystal ball. Fry, Bender, and the Professor appear as they did in the Futurama episode The Late Philip J. Fry, when they utilized a forward-moving time machine. Since Disenchantment takes place in medieval times, and the time machine cannot travel through time backwards, the Nerdist proposes that Fry, Bender, and the Professor are present because they traveled to the end of the universe where Disenchantment caused the universe to restart. Number 8, Zoidberg is a good doctor on his planet. The sophisticated technology of Earth is largely responsible for Zoidberg's effectiveness as a physician, and even then he frequently makes mistakes. How, therefore, does he have the right to care for the Planet Express crew? Since humans in the year 3000 are already so difficult to damage, this fan contends that Zoidberg is actually a licensed veterinarian on his home planet. However, the importance of the little MD has decreased over time. Additionally, even in the year 3000, the Decapodians from Zoidberg's planet are less dependent on physicians and surgeons because they can withstand severe wounds. This implies that despite his training, he may not always know how to handle his patients. The Planet Express team feels that Zoidberg's credentials as a xenobiologist are sufficient to let him work. Number 7, Fry has brain damage. According to one explanation, Fry's dimness is the result of brain damage brought on by cryogenic freezing. Perhaps a few synapses were crossed, and because he has trouble processing words, his character is frequently perceived as being uninteresting. When he acts bizarrely, like when he uses his head as a plate, he's probably just excited about the future, and Bender's encouragement only fuels his erroneous perception of the year 3000. Despite his sometimes foolish decisions, Fry is not in fact a simpleton. When it comes to making crucial judgments, he even occasionally exhibits exceptional intelligence, such as when he learns to pilot the Planet Express ship. Before undergoing cryogenic freeze, Fry made the most irrational mistake possible by messing up his delivery, which is entirely typical for someone who despises their work. Number 6, Bender used to be normal. Unsettling speculation holds that before Bender and Philip J. Fry's chance encounter outside the booth, you know what booth I'm talking about, the robot simply wasn't the same. In the pilot, Bender and Fry, who would later become roommates, were both on the verge of ending their own lives. Bender on purpose and Fry by accident. During their encounter, we find out that Bender formerly assisted in the creation of the booths by bending the metal girders used in their construction. This laid-back, blue-collar bending robot has almost nothing in common with the Bender who volunteers to crew Professor Farnsworth's delivery ship. He ends himself out of guilt for the immorality of his line of work. What then changed? It appears to be connected to a shocking electrical accident that occurred in the Museum of Criminals. Number 5, Fry is in a coma. The physical manner in which Fry is frozen is quite odd. Not only does he fall backward and somehow land upright in the cell, but when he lands, the door shuts, locks, and the dial, which sets the length of the time the cell will be frozen, is all done automatically. Even in the episode which shows that Nibbler tipped his chair back, the other actions involved were not done by anyone else, even though someone on the outside would have to perform those actions. With only a few exceptions, the universally and multiversally spoken language is English, no matter what planet they venture to or what alien or mutant race they met. Even with a few exceptions, such as the Karkaron race, there is a device used that translates from their language to English so that everything is understood. Number 4. The Simpsons Paradox. It can be challenging to talk about Matt Groening's second most well-known program without discussing his most well-known, The Simpsons, even though Futurama more than holds its own. The characters from Futurama visited present-day Springfield for a crossover episode in The Simpsons in 2014, and both shows have comparable animation and humor. The issue is that The Simpsons is recognized as a television show on Futurama, but Futurama is recognized as a television show on The Simpsons. Futurama takes place 1,000 years in the future, according to Matt Groening, while The Simpsons is set in a parallel universe, even if some of the television shows are the same as those in our universe. This explanation attempts to resolve the paradox. Sadly, that doesn't explain how hypothetical characters from each program could watch a TV show that alludes to their lives as occurring on a TV show. Number 3. The What If Machine changed the show. Professor Farnsworth uses a what-if machine in Anthology of Interest, Season 2, Episode 16, to demonstrate how 3 hypothetical situations posed by Bender, Leela, and Fry would affect their life. Well, sort of. In reality, he uses it to demonstrate what would occur if he created a prosthetic device for lengthening his finger, but that's besides the point. The professor is seen contemplating hypothetical scenarios as the program comes to a close while seated in front of the what-if machine. Based on inquiries the professor makes to his other dimensional projector, one theory, voiced by Generic Eric on Futurama Madhouse, urges viewers to examine whether the rest of the program is merely broadcast on the what-if machine. As the series continued, it did become more inventive. Perhaps this was a turning point for the whole thing. Number 2. Zapp Brannigan used to be smart. Zapp Brannigan, the unusually high-ranking Captain Kirk parody who pilots the Nimbus ship for the Democratic Order of Planets, is everyone's favorite. But given his total incapacity, how did he advance to such a position inside the company? According to the YouTube channel KMac Time, Zapp is more competent than he seems to be. Brannigan is introduced in Love's Labour's Lost in Space, Season 1, Episode 4, as the man who overcame the Australian system's killbots by sending waves and waves of his own men into their grasp, causing them to hit their preset kill limits and shut down. Brannigan is said to have suffered psychologically as a result of the win and now acts foolishly in an effort to escape DOOP and the agony of war. He does this in the hopes of being drilled out of his post, though his notoriety ensures his value as a figurehead and recruiting tool. DOOP maintains him on hand. Number 1. Nobody ages from radiation. Remember when Fry sticks his head inside the Planet Express ship's engine in I, Roommate, Season 1, Episode 3, claiming that the exhaust dries his hair and provides him great lift? There might have been more going on than just hair care. In a different video, KMark Time notes that Fry's actions make his face and hair look rejuvenating. Based on this observation, KMark Time surmises that the radiation from the ship enables the characters to look young even if time has passed on the program. What justifies this? Characters don't age because of odd qualities in the unknown dark matter that powers the ship. Of course, the proximity of the main protagonist to the ship has an impact on them, but other characters like Hubert and Dwight also experience effects as a result of interaction with the ship. Thanks for watching. Those were 10 Dark Futurama theories that will shock you. Leave a like and comment if you think we missed anything, and we hope you have a scary day.